Thank you.
Alex, do you have a message for us?
No,
Jason, I'm going to need you to try. Thank you, sir.
I'm expecting Sinatra.
So, hello? How's everyone doing?
Is everyone scared?
No. There's no fear. Free days. So, you may know me as the guy in the tux. Name's Jason. You may wonder why I'm wearing a tux. Because I'm the best guy here. I was told we're all wearing tuxes.
You're welcome, everyone.
Seems to not be the case. You know what? I think Ramon wanted a decoy. The room is what we decided. So I'm going to give a little bit more of a serious speech.
Thank God. More serious than what?
But this is a little bit more about Ramon. I don't mean to embarrass him, but, well, and we're a little intimate, which I kind of like. It's a little bit more, you know. So the one thing that people don't know about Ramon, he's genuinely the best person I know. But a lot of people.
Thank you.
No. If anybody else has good things to say about Ramon at the very end, every person's going to go and say one good thing to balance out about 20% of Alex. And it's funny because we don't even have to say anything about Mary. We all know Mary. We're good on that. But the part that you guys don't know about Ramon, and this is, I'm going to give you two quick stories really fast. One's a little longer and it might drag on a little bit, so hang with me. The first one is really big because Ramon hides any act of kindness he does because he has to keep on this macho exterior at all times.
What is happening?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that Ramon works. He's got a little brother. He's had a little brother for about 10 or 15 years.
Alex, don't give him the microphone.
No, not that one. Ramon was part of, with Renee actually was part of the, under, like a Big Brother program. Ramon never told anybody about this. Now, I lived across the street with Ramon, lived with him every single day of his life for maybe 10 years, saw him in college. I never knew this about him. Every other time I saw Ramon, he was with Marcella, picking up stray dogs, going here, going there. Anytime somebody needed something, it was Ramon who always was the one they asked. And Ramon never asked for anything in return. So I just want to set this up and say, Ramon hides a lot of his good deeds. And that's really important to know. So this is the story. And it's going to be a little convoluted, but I promise you it's an interesting one. Because Ramon doesn't know this. So the first part of the story was, who's from Miami? Do you guys remember Hurricane Andrew? 1992. Nobody believed Hurricane Andrew was going to come. I was 12, Ramon was 14, Alex is 13, Isaac's 13. We're all in the same neighborhood. So I live across the street from Ramon. I'm sorry for the setup, but I'm there. And it hits, and we don't have internet. We don't have these type of things at this time. And we go out, and we're having fun. And the one thing I saw Ramon, he had it. Actually, the first day he had it, he was holding it. People didn't know. They were scared. They didn't know, was a horrible thing going to happen? Ramon was holding a little box with a silver lining, and a little, like, kind of little blue thing. And I said, Ramon, what's in the box? That was Ramon's actual reaction. I was like, all right. Typical. Yeah, typical. So about 6 years later, we get a call. We hear somebody tells us, this is when beepers are around. Ramon's got this beeper. It's this obnoxious beeper he has. But we get a beep that somebody gives us a call. And I don't remember his name. It was someone Ramon knew. Said that Barry Sanders was over at the Miami Beach Convention Center. Now I don't know if you guys know, Ramon's kind of a big Detroit Lions fan. So Ramon said he wanted an official signing of Barry Sanders. He didn't want to buy it from a store. He wanted to go get a picture, put the picture with the signature and the card. So we go sign Barry Sanders. We go, my mom ended up taking us. We drive down there, and we don't find Barry. Barry's gone. And Barry's elusive. So. Yeah. The most elusive of all time. I suck. Guys, come on. Come on, There's no reason to actually make him cry today. So, we go and we look for Barry. We can't find him anywhere. We can't find him anywhere. And that's the end of that story. That's actually how it happened. 2 years later, Ramon actually goes, he buys some tickets, he goes up to Detroit, and he gets a signature of Barry Sanders. He was there, he was at one of the games, and he ended up seeing him, he gets a picture. So I go and I see Ramon, he's like, oh, I got the picture, Jason. And he goes and shows me the picture that he got. And it was that same little box. And he goes, oh, let me show you the picture, blah, blah, blah. And Ramon doesn't care, he doesn't care. But I was like, did you really get the signature? He's like, no, I don't care. He showed me, he got it, and he put it back in the box. And in the box there was like little trinkets and stuff. So I didn't pay any attention to it. I was like, whatever, it's the box. I kind of had a vague memory of what it was. You know, it was a vague memory. It wasn't a real memory. I was like, I think it's something. So a couple years later, Ramon starts making some money. Right? I think he's working at this point. He had just finished Carnival, and he had made some money. So he goes, and eBay comes out about this time. This is like 2000, 2001. And he goes, and he bids the stupidest bid I've ever seen, because he didn't understand. Ramon didn't understand how eBay worked. He decided to put in the biggest number possible. Let me tell you, yeah, 22, it's cute. A little bit too big of a number. And he bids for a 1954 Detroit Lions championship. They didn't have rings back then, they gave the players bracelets. So it was a bracelet. Now, Ramon buys the bracelet. Ramon says, well, I got one bracelet, so I have to get all 3 bracelets, because the Lions won 3 championships in the 50s. Ramon goes, spends, okay, I don't want to say too much money, but Ramon didn't really have any other need for money at that point. Buys the bracelets. Puts it in there. In his little box. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's his little cute Lions collection. Yeah, it was cute. It was cute, right? So eventually, and we're going to fast forward to actually 6 months ago, is I go and tell Ramon, you should get married. And Ramon goes, yeah, you're right. And I'm like, cool, let's go get them. And Ramon's saying, well, I need to be honest with you, Ramon was working on a couple things with business, and he's like, I need to go get a job first, I need to go get a job first, I need to get a job first. This only happened for a couple of days, and finally he's like, all right, Ramon's like, we're cool. And we're like, you know, you can ask your dad loves Mary, he'll just give you anything you want. If you can get married, he'll give you anything. All right. So, we didn't drag Ramon to get the ring, but we got the ring. And Ramon comes, and Ramon was saying, he has money, he has money. And this is interesting. So I come back with Ramon, and he gets the ring, and he gives him all the money, and I felt bad. I actually didn't have any real money to give him. So he buys the ring, and he puts the ring away. So a couple weeks later, I'm hanging out with Ramon, and he has a little lion room. And I saw that same thing, and I opened it up, and the ring was there, alone. And that's how I realized he got the money. And at that point I knew Ramon had fully transitioned from the boy to the man. Moving to the legend. But I knew at that point also that Mary has him every day of the year, except for 18 Sundays, and hopefully a couple extra ones in the future. Hopefully a couple extra Sundays in the future. But for a guy who likes to hide his emotions and doesn't like to say much, and I know it's a bit of a, it's a story that's a little personal. But for me, it meant a lot. It really did. It really meant a lot, because I knew that Ramon was serious. But guys, can you please give him a round of applause?
Is that a true story? I guess so. I didn't know about it.